Well, welcome back, folks, to this segment of Safe Money Retirement. This is Dan Oweiler, your retirement professor. I want to talk to you a little bit today about investment tools and investment ideas. We've talked a little bit about that in the past, but I want to show you a little bit of an example that I've learned as I've worked with people over the last 30 years that are getting ready to retire or already retired. Okay? And that is, where do we put our investments? We talked about safe money worlds in our last thing. We're going to talk about that a little bit more today because where do we put our money? Well, we use stocks. We talked about bonds, real estate. We can get commodities. We can get annuity contracts. A lot of different things that we can put our money in that will invest our money for us. Now, when we invest that, as I talked to you in the first segment here a few weeks back, we have 4 different things that we can invest our money for. We can invest it to have it grow. We can have it generating income for us. We can make sure that our money is going to be safe going forward. And we want it to provide some liquidity or tax benefits. Okay? Those are some of the goals that we have as we invest in these things. So when we invest in stocks or mutual funds, we want our money to grow. That's what it does. It doesn't provide as much income as much as it does growth unless you're getting some dividends or things like that. Bonds provide us income. Okay? They're going to pay us a monthly or a quarterly dividend or semi-annual. We invest in the other ones that we can invest in CDs. We invest in CDs because they're safe. Not because it's providing income to us, but because they're safe. All right? So we can invest in incomes. If we want it liquid, we could be CDs or real estate, but all these things are things that we can do. Now, what you need to ask yourself is, what is it that you want out of retirement? What are the hopes and dreams that you have going forward out of your retirement life? Now, many times as I sit down with people and ask them this, they sit and think, they say, well, Dan, I want to be able to travel. And I want to spend some time with my family. And one of the things they also said is, I don't want to be concerned about the future. I want to feel secure. And I want to be able to have the freedom to do what I want. All right? These are all things that people have told me. All right? They want to have peace of mind. And most of all, they say we want to have the health to be able to enjoy retirement like we want. Okay? These are all the hopes and dreams that people have as they are moving into retirement. Well, the thing that I have to ask you folks is, out of all these 3 columns, which is most important to you moving forward? Is it the stocks and bonds, or is it growth? Or are these what's most important to you? What I have found over the last 30 years is this is the number one most important out of these 3 columns. These things are most important to people, and it's hard to get this without getting this. So this is number 2, and this is number 3. And so what I have found is that people rate this in order of importance. If this is number 1, these are just the tools that we use to get our hopes and dreams. But what I have also found is that many times people become married to their tools and not their hopes and dreams. Because in 2008, when the market was crashing, they certainly didn't have peace of mind and they certainly didn't feel secure. And so they kept their investments hoping that it would come back. And so they traded their hopes and dreams for their investment tools. And so what we want to talk about is basically not becoming married to your tools, but becoming married to your hopes and dreams. And so hopefully in our next segment, as I talk to you about that, you're going to understand how you can unconsciously become married to your hope or to your tools instead of your hopes and dreams. And as we look into that, I think you'll understand going forward that it's more important to keep your hopes and dreams as your number one goal rather than the tools that you use in retirement. Well, folks, we just got through talking about not becoming married to the tools that you use in investing, but actually becoming married to your hopes and dreams, what you want and the goals that you have in retirement. And so I'm going to talk to you about the concept of becoming married to your tools as opposed to your hopes and dreams. And so we're going to go to the board here. I've erased your hopes and dreams on the other board, so we're going to actually use another board. But I want to show you in 2000, the market had a nice run from the late 90s up to March of 2000. The market hit a high of 11,700. And then the dot-com bubble burst, right? And we ended up having a market drop all the way down to 7,800. So we lost 38% there. And then we had a nice run in the market of it going up until 2008. Remember what happened in 2008? It hit a high of 14,164. That was the very high that it got in 2008 before it collapsed. Actually, it was October of 2007 when it started, but 2008 was the big year. And then we lost all the way down to 6,600. So we lost 55% in 1 year, all right? And then it's climbed all the way back up. I think it closed yesterday at 18,000, plus or minus, depending upon the day, okay? Let's just assume that. Well, in the stock market, we want to buy when? We want to buy low and we want to sell high. So that means that we all bought here, right? And we all sold here. No? Well, why didn't we all sell here? There's a reason we don't sell there, folks. There really is. And the first reason is the reason we don't sell at the top is because we get greedy. We think the market is going to go to 18,000 here, okay? And so we don't sell here because we think, Dan, it's going to go to 18,000. I'm going to mess up and sell and not be able to get some of that growth. Well, let me show you what happened with some of my clients. When the market got here at about 9,000, I was telling my clients, you may want to get out of the market because it looks pretty dicey. This dot-com bubble has burst. The market's collapsing. At about 9,000, I was telling people to get out of the market. They say, Dan, I need to wait till it gets back up to 11,000 and then I'm going to get out. Okay? Well, when it got back up here to 11,000, did they get out? No. Why not? Because the market was going up, right? They were getting greedy. And so they didn't sell here at 11,000, and when the same thing happened here and the market was around 12,000, I was telling people, you may want to get out. This looks like a dicey economy coming up. And they say, Dan, I promise, when it gets back up to 14,000, I'm going to sell and get out. I can't afford that anymore. When it got to 14,000, did people sell? No. And why didn't they sell? Because they get greedy. Okay? And so what happens is that we didn't sell here. Okay? Have they sold now? The market's at an all-time high, right around 18,000, all-time high. Why don't we sell? Because we think it might go higher and we get greedy. Well, if you're age 45, that's different than if you're age 65 or 70, because we may not have the time to make this back up, okay? And so you have to understand that you might have felt good during this time. Remember we talked about our hopes and dreams of feeling secure, having peace of mind. This provides that, but did you feel safe and secure when the market was going down? Those are things that you have to understand, that if you didn't sell here, okay, did you feel secure? Did you have peace of mind? Because if you didn't, you were trading those hopes and dreams of retirement for the tools that we're using in the market. And so you have to understand there's a difference between how you invested getting to retirement and how you invest getting through retirement. All right? The second reason we don't sell here is because we don't like to pay taxes on the gains. None of us like to pay taxes. And Dan, if I sold here, I would have to pay some capital gains tax. Well, you know, folks, if you pay taxes at 15% capital gains rate, that's a good rate. What you're telling me is you don't want to pay 15% capital gains rate and you're willing to ride the market down 55%? Does that make sense? Well, what this illustration wants to show you is, folks, is that you don't want to become married to the tools that you use. You want to become married to your hopes and dreams of retirement. And you adjust the tools that you use to make sure that your hopes and dreams are being fulfilled, not the tools that you use. Hopefully this helped explain exactly what you needed as you set up your hopes and dreams for retirement. Well, hopefully some of these concepts has helped you in planning your retirement, folks. If you'd like to take advantage of sitting down with us, we'd be happy to offer you a complimentary consultation. Just give us a call at our offices. Our number is 859-8900. Our website is Sterling, F as in Frank, A as in Apple.com. We'd be happy to sit down with you and talk to you about what your hopes and dreams are in retirement. We hope you have a safe and secure retirement. Thank you.
It's your retirement. How will you live it? How will you be remembered?
Will you be able to take me on vacation?
Will you be there for my ball games?
Will you teach me your values? Will you be able to play with me?
Oh, help me go to college. How will I remember you?
Have the retirement you dream about. Contact us today.